Hello, this is Scott Carpenter. I'm somewhere nestled in a cabin in the foothills of the Smokies. It's 70 degrees and a major cold front coming through. When I first came out here, the wind had laid down. Now it's going to blow when I try to do a video. So I'll try to speak loud. And today I wanted to talk about a couple things. A couple people had asked me in my last video where I said this area is the creepy area and I don't go there anymore. I got a bunch of questions on why it's creepy and what's going on over there. And that area is where I had the dogman encounter and some other really weird stuff go on. And so I'll throw some footage in here. I'll break it and throw some footage in so you can kind of see what I was talking about as far as the weird area and how crazy it is and the reason I don't go over there anymore. Hoping you can hear this. Get this mic closer. I don't have any fancy wireless mics or anything. I guess I ought to get one, but anyway, it's, what is it, December 10th, 11th? Like I said, we got a cold front, really bad front coming in, thunderstorms midday, and then the temperature's going to drop again. Like right now it's 70 degrees. It's crazy. And last night it was in the like 30s and 40s. So as they like to say, you're in East Tennessee, if you don't like the weather, stick around, it'll change. So what I want to talk about, because this has been kind of something's on my mind, and I get questions about proof. And a lot of people come to my channel looking for proof that the Sasquatch exists. And I will admit, early on in my research, the goal was for me personally to figure out what they were, and number two, to scientifically prove they existed. Now, those two goals have been met, and probably were met 2013, 14, maybe 15, where I really had it nailed down. We did the DNA study, which proved conclusively that they're a human hybrid. Their mitochondrial DNA is human. Their nuclear DNA is unknown. It's still unknown. There's been multiple TV shows and DNA done on hair samples that were Sasquatch hair samples, and they always come back human. There was a TV show I was watching the other day that has not. It was back during it's probably a couple years old, but back during when everybody was trying to get on the Bigfoot Sasquatch bandwagon, make money on the show, Undercover America, or America Undiscovered or something. And a show that had nothing to do with Sasquatch. He did a Sasquatch show, and the researcher had the morphology of the hair was Sasquatch. They set it off and it came back human. So it's like, how many times? I mean, if I looked it up, I think a dozen, maybe more times now. Same thing. It's the morphology, it's the Sasquatch hair, and it comes back human. And I used to say it was contaminated. Now, this last show, they just said that's odd, because they weren't going to throw the lab under the bus and say the lab contaminated the sample. So there is one person in a lab that throws itself under the bus. It used to all the time. But I think they've even stopped doing that because they realize after a while people are going to stop using your lab if you're always coming up with human contamination on your samples. So that excuse doesn't work anymore. So I'm babbling a little bit, but basically, for me, the subject's settled personally, and as a study. So what happened about a few years ago, the focus of my channel has changed to moving past, are they real and do they exist? And a lot of people don't get that and don't understand that. My channel is no longer focused on proving anything. If you don't think they're real, that's fine. That's great. Watch my videos and enjoy them, have a laugh, show your friends, whatever. But my channel now is focused on those people who are having ongoing experiences or have had an experience and have nowhere to turn. Because regardless of what you believe and what you think and how much proof there is or lack of proof, there are thousands of people out there that are encountering these beings, these people, and there's nowhere to turn. And I'm doing my best with the limited resources I have to help these people. And that's the focus of my channel. And that's what you need to understand. I'm not trying to prove anything. Because to me, it's already been proven scientifically, and I've seen it with my own two eyes. So it's not, do you believe? It's like asking me if I believe in this tree over here. I can see the tree, I can touch the tree, I can smell the tree exists. And so, and like I said, running around trying to prove they exist and knocking on trees in the woods and whooping and yelling and finding footprints and all that, let's move past that. And I have moved past that. And so, like I said, a skeptic's doubt of their existence and desire for proof doesn't change the fact that, there's a farmer out there that is losing livestock, that something is opening a lock on a chicken coop that requires fingers and hands, taking his livestock, taking his chickens on a regular basis, killing his cattle on a regular basis. And some people, one or two cows is the margin for their profitability. And so this is not a joke. This is not funny. This is not when they call wildlife officers, there's nothing they can do, even though their Tennessee wildlife is aware, and they're actually aware of me, which is scary. But they do send people, to some of the Bigfoot groups, etc. When people have problems, but they don't directly address them. Sounds like a truck or something's coming, but we're going up the road. But anyway, they don't directly address it. The law enforcement won't address it. I know in some locations where it's been repeated over and over again, the law enforcement will finally admit, yeah, they're here. But their advice to the homeowner or whoever's just leave them alone, and they'll leave you alone, which sometimes works and sometimes does not. And so I'm working with those people that it doesn't work. You can tell them all day long, well, you're just having a delusion. You're not seeing anything. It's not real. But, that doesn't stop whatever this unreal thing is from killing their cattle and from stealing their livestock, from destroying their property, from looking in their windows and scaring them to death. And, I know there's people out there that have had an ongoing and multiple experiences with the Sasquatch, and nothing bad's happened, and that's great. And that's in fact, that's wonderful. And they're kind of like, oh, if you just talk to them and reason with them, and you leave them alone, and we're going to get the karma thing going and live and let live thing. And in many situations that works. And if that works for you, great. The problem is, it doesn't always work. The problem is, the Sasquatch is a people. They're human hybrid. They have intellect, will, emotion, desires. They have motivations. When you encounter them, you don't know what's going on. Is there is he upset? Is it upset? Is there some sort of conflict going on between two clans? You don't know what you're walking into. And so why, in some cases, everything's just, hunky-dory, there are other cases where it's not. And I've got those emails and phone calls from those people that, they're doing, they're trying everything, they're trying to talk to them, they're trying to, reason with them. And, when these things, when you're, 8 foot tall, 900 pounds, the person asks you, don't take my chickens, and the mindset, I'm hungry, I'm going to, there's not a whole lot you can do to stop them. And so, that's that's who I'm trying to help and trying to get to that point. This is a fluid situation. Not every situation's the same. These things are unique. Some are good, some are bad, some are kind of neutral. Some of the clans, these of them, avoid people. Some, don't. It really is. There is no formula. There's not just one. There's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions. And people probably say you're full of who on that one. But with the frequency and the number of encounters I'm seeing, now that people are actually willing to come forward, now that Steve Ishdahl and Dave Pilates are out there, and people are writing to them with their experiences, it's obvious there's more than just a few hundred, and their population is widespread, and they're seen and encountered and dealt with way more often than people want to admit. So my whole point of this ramble is that, be respectful. If you come here looking for proof and don't find it, that's fine. Understand that we're trying to help people, and regardless of what you think or what you believe, there are good, honest, hardworking people that are being negatively affected by these things. The other side of this is, along with those people who are having constant issues, I'm also trying to help those people who are total, just average person, has no interest in this, unfortunately went hiking, had an encounter, saw something, close up, saw something they know is not supposed to be real, yet here it is. And then they're having to deal with that. They're having to deal with nightmares, they're having to deal with all kinds of emotional issues surrounded by having an encounter. And again, the professional community, medical community, counseling and all that, for the most part, ignore these people. And even, people that are supposed to help those with emotional issues and counseling and psychological issues will actually tell these people they're crazy or don't come to me, I don't deal with that, which to me just blows my mind that someone could do that. But they have issues of PTSD, and some people just want to know they're real. They want to talk to someone else that's seen one, or so they can put that to rest in their mind. This thing is real, and they can kind of move on from it. And a lot of people get stuck there and they can't move on, and I get it. And I've talked to several on the phone. I've talked to doctors and other high-end professionals that just needed someone to tell them they're real. You're not crazy. Because there's no one else they can talk to about it. So that's the other side of this. And so I know some people get frustrated with the complexity or non-complexity. When you're trying to help people, you got to understand that people are going to be coming to you from all levels, from those who know about Sasquatch and have been having experiences for 45 years, and those who are looking for help and did a Google search and found the Sasquatch Awareness Project site. So if and you can't, as a general, you can't feed those people steak. You've got to give them soft food to start with. Hang on, there's wind coming. Had a big gust of wind. It's like we get gusts for 2 or 3 minutes and it calms down. It's like 70 degrees. It's like tornado warm, and we got some heavy winds and heavy thunderstorms. The place I'm at is kind of in a little valley, and I've got a couple ridges around me, so I'm got a little bit of protection. But we'll be praying and hopeful. I don't think it's going to be bad. There's no tornado warnings out yet. It doesn't look like they've been bad enough to touch down tornado warnings looking at as it's coming towards us. So, but back to the subject matter, as far as I just want people to understand, because I get emails at times from people that, hey, I've got proof, hey, I've got video, and that's great. And I'll look at it. I don't mind to look at it and definitely, give you my opinion on it. But my focus is more on helping people, and, those who are, to have the chance to encounter those who, have been dealing with them for years. We're just all one community here trying to help each other. And I made this plea before, but and you can go to the Sasquatch Awareness Project site. If you've got methods or things you've done that have helped solve issues where you've got ongoing, they're coming and taking livestock, they're doing those things, please let me know. Please share it. This we have I recommend recommend solutions from talking to them to trying to just reason with them to say, hey, I'm not gonna, no harm here, just, live and let live, let me be, I'll let you be, I don't mean you no harm, to, to the religious, side of it, where you rebuke them, to, where you have a situation where you built into their area. In other words, you're the encroacher, not them, and you have to broker some sort of barter deal or a deal with them, to keep it, more wind. Another big gust, but I was kind of going through the different, just some of the different ways that you can deal with them, and with other people. There's practical ways, the trail cameras and the motion sensor lights, because people will be coming to this at different levels, and they may not be comfortable talking or making a deal or that sort of thing. They just want them to go away. They want a practical way. Hey, what can I do? Practically, I just want these things away from my property, or to stay away from my house, stop looking in my window. And so, provide all those, and understanding that people are coming to this at all different levels of knowledge and understanding of the phenomenon and what's going on and how it's working. I've done videos like this before, but here recently I've got probably 3-4 dozen emails concerning proof, concerning people offering, say, hey, if you're wanting to come see one, or you're wanting, I've got them running through my property all the time and see them all the time if you want to come. And Lord, if I had the time, it'd be great. Had the money to go travel and visit everybody, but I just can't do that. And you got to understand it. It's not a slight on the person that's got the video or has the property. It's just my focus is on, in another area, and practically I can't, I'm still working a full-time job, and I'm getting closer to retirement. I'm not there yet, and it takes time and money to travel to these different places, and but that'd be my dream job, to be able to travel around and help people deal with issues, one-on-one, and do it free of charge. But for right now, I just can't afford to go and do all the traveling that I get requested to do, and so I'm using the technology right now, and people can come to me, and that's what we're doing. And if you ask for a phone call and I don't give you a phone call, please don't get offended. I get dozens, not hundreds, of requests for phone calls, and I just, if I was just returning phone calls, that's all I'd be doing. I try to interact through email and then through video, because I can reach so many more people with one video than I can with with phone calls and that sort of thing. And so don't be offended. I understand you need help, and if I do the thing that if I feel led, if God leads me to call, if I see a request and I have called, I'll call. And if, just it depends on what the impression is about the situation. If not, I'll email. and usually do a video concerning the subject matter. So, because more than one person's probably having an issue, so a video may be able to answer 40 questions instead of just one phone call, one person, and that advice and that interaction's lost. This way, with the video, it's there and people can rewatch it and get a benefit from it. So I just, on this hot, windy day in December, I just kind of wanted to talk about that, again, and remind people, it's, we've moved past the proof phase of this. The proof's in. For those that don't want to accept it, that's fine. You don't have to accept it. You can go on to the next video channel or whatever. It's not what my channel's about, and that's not what, I've been about since, like I said, since 2014-15. So, just trying to explain to some people, because some people get real offended. I get some pretty nasty emails, telling me, what an idiot I am, and, everything's leaves and shadows, and, they can't believe that anybody would even listen to me. So, and that's fine. That's their opinion, and they're more than welcome to it. But this thing's a lot bigger than just, I need proof, I want proof. There are people, good, honest, hardworking people that are affected by these creatures that have nowhere to turn, nowhere. There is no everybody always thinks, well, there's a government agency. No, there is no government agency. There is no service. There is no non-profit. There isn't. It doesn't exist for these people. It doesn't exist for me. With all the issues that I've dealt with. And so this is where we have to help each other as a community of people that had these experiences. So God bless you. Have a good Christmas if I don't put up another video. I hope that kind of explains, people get confused. Well, why won't he call me back, or don't understand, And so hopefully that, like I said, got a cluster of emails again. It's kind of like with cycles. As new people find me, you kind of got to re-explain what's going on, which is good. That's good. The more people, then that means it's, word's getting out and people are helping each other. Help each other. Be good to each other. So, again, like I said, if I don't do another video, everyone have a good holiday season. And God bless y'all, and be safe out there.